A wonderful good morning here from the PrimeXBT.com Trading Academy studio, and welcome to Thursday's episode of That Crypto Show. My name is Dirk Hartig. I am the head of trading education here at PrimeXBT.com. I have the honor of being your host today in this Thursday episode of That Crypto Show. We are going to talk about how else could it be? Trading Ethereum, trading Bitcoin. We are going to have a look at what is going on out there at the social networks and the social networks. We want to have a look also at whether at the current network congestion in Ethereum, the price surge in Ethereum is really something that is backed up by fundamental data, or maybe if we should have a cautious eye on what is happening currently out there. If you are not doing so already, please also take a moment to follow us on Twitter under @px_academy. And as always, please leave a thumb up. Sorry, looking for a word there. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment down below and subscribe to our channel. That way you really can support us and tell the YouTube algorithm that this is worthwhile watching content. All right. Good. Before we start, quick risk disclaimer. This webinar is brought to you and provided by the PrimeXBT research team. And we are professional traders here. We have an institutional background, a professional trading background of many years. This is educational content, so please don't use this as financial advice. Our aim is to point your head into the right direction so you can make your own better informed trading decision. That being said, let's jump right into the markets. Let's have a look at Bitcoin first. So if you've been following, this is like my favorite sentence always when I do this show. If you've been following the earlier shows of this week, we used on-chain data from Glassnode to identify 3 zones that are important at the moment in Bitcoin in the long run. That is, first of all, this zone down here between 31 and 40,000 US dollars, where we have a very, very strong support of people that bought and are willing to buy them according to on-chain metrics, so data that is extracted directly from the Bitcoin blockchain. We have a good support area here around 45,000 to 50,000, where we still are seeing buying, but it's a little bit like holding the balance there at the moment. And we have a quite large resistance zone around about 53,700 US dollars to 59,000 US dollars. Where the possibility is that once we reach this zone, that we will see some profit taking again, because we saw a lot of especially retail traders back then buying there. So these are usually the people that probably, are happy when they get back to zero, when they get break even, and just want to get done with it and want to have their money back. So this is nothing out of the ordinary, by the way. This is happening on every market, but in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, this is something happening on steroids sometimes, because the volatility is higher than in traditional assets. Set aside, of course, some assets like Tesla that also have a very high volatility, make them attractive for trading. So we saw this morning Bitcoin attacking the mark of 50,000 US dollars, and it really came like since yesterday evening. And I think we should have a look at this maybe at a lower time frame. So I'm going to choose the 1 hour time frame here. And you can beautifully see yesterday evening at around 6, we started really seeing a strong buying environment there. And I think I want to also show the volume here. Here we go, volume. So we saw large buying activity here around about 6, and you can see the volume also surge, which is always a good sign that there is this is like something that is backed up a little bit. If you see spikes up and down with low volume, they don't have that much of meaning really. Could be really random because we are in an illiquid market. But we saw those spikes with quite large volumes there. went up, went down a little bit, and then we started in the early hours of this morning, European hours, that is attacking with 50,000, went over this, and I want to go to an even lower time frame. Maybe really let's go down to the 5-minute time frame here. And you can really see here at around 3:20 this night European. So this is, I believe, CET that I have my charts in here, European Central Time, due to me living here in the area of Berlin. So we saw a surge really up, buying, heavy buying all the way up to almost 50,000 when we went with sideways. This around 9 a.m. So this is really also when the institutional traders come in, where we saw an attack with quite high volume, really capturing this area of 50,000, going over it, topped out at, for now, 50,350. And now we are under 50,000 again. And the question obviously is now there, is this going to be, are we going to see Bitcoin surging through here? So if you look at it from a pure technical point of view, what we are seeing here right now is that if we manage to close above 50,000 tonight and above this little wick here, which is at 50,500 roundabout, this would be an extremely bullish sign, and I wouldn't be surprised if we then continue to attack this zone of resistance here. Overcoming this zone is maybe a whole different story still. If we look at the sentiment for now, just really freshly came in. Of course, we are still in a sentiment of greed, almost extreme greed already again, which starts at 75. So still quite positive. So the way a lot of market participants out there, a lot of the professional traders probably want to play this. First of all, I think most of the institutional professional traders probably were quite surprised about this sudden up move again. But then again, this is typical Bitcoin to have those sudden moves out of nowhere, seemingly nowhere, where somebody big probably is buying that lead us north or southwards if we're in a bear market. So what do we really want to watch? Two things we can play here, in my opinion. We could we could speculate that yes, we are seeing an early breakout out of the 50,000, and we are probably going to attack this area between 53,700 and 59,000. So if you want to play this, you have roundabout now, let's say $3,700 to $4,000 of take profit you want to set. So half of that you would need to set as a stop loss. So if you enter at 50,000, you want to exit at 54,000 again, $4,000. Take half of that, $2,000. Your stop loss would be here at 48,000. So roundabout at the middle of the Bollinger Bands currently. Nothing wrong with that. Very good risk-reward ratio. This is what you're looking for. You can earn twice as much as you're risking at that moment. The other game you could play here at the moment is that you are betting on Bitcoin is going to reflect off again here and go down to 48 to 46,000 euro. This could also be possible. Of course, when you would sell now at 50,000, maybe you would have a target of 48, 47,000, but you would need to make sure that latest here at 51.5 to 52,000, you probably have to get out of the market, because if we reach 51.5 or 52,000, it's going to be a confirmation, and we are very likely to see Bitcoin rather quickly move up into this area and try to attack this zone of resistance there. If this is still a zone of resistance once we reach there, we have to look into the on-chain metrics there again when this is taking place. For now, those are the two things, in my humble opinion, that can be played here if you are looking for a more short-term trade. But please, if that is what you're thinking about, always make sure, limit your risk, use a stop loss. Try to be able to earn more with a trade when you're risking, to put the math on your side. If you look for a risk, if you're looking to earn $4,000, if you're risking $2,000, means you have a risk reward ratio of 2 to 1, which puts you in the comfortable spot long term that you only need to be right with your trades about 43% of the time and are still not losing money. And this is always what you want to look for. So really two things you can play here. And, this is always the beauty of day trading. If you think we are going to attack the zone now, well, buy, place a stop loss somewhere around 48,000. If you think we are going to reflect off this area of 50,000, so I'm talking about this area here, and you think, okay, we're going to reflect off this, we are going down again, then you're probably aiming at a profit around about $2,000 per Bitcoin. Just be sure then that latest, if we reach 51.5 or 52,000, you probably might want to exit that trade, because this, especially if this is the last the day's end price, the closing price of a candle, of today's candle, this would be very strong confirmation that we are moving upwards. And as we have seen yesterday again, it can come out of nothing, really, those moves up, but also the moves down, as we saw here with this candle. All right, so yeah, it's really exciting. I mean, this is a pretty good trading setup, in my opinion. And it puts the math, especially the setup to the north, really very good into your direction. But please do your own due diligence. This is really important, guys. Let's have a look at Ethereum. Well, I mentioned the current fear and greed index. So still in the area of greed. If we go into the area of extreme greed, would be already problematic a little bit, but still it can go on for a long time. So let's have a look at Ethereum. And as I mentioned that yesterday, I said, okay, this is and I think we tweeted about this yesterday afternoon. Also, this is by market participants seen as a very, very strong sign. What happened there yesterday? So the breakout, we had this area of sideways movement here between 3,000 and 3,365 or 3,350. Ascending triangle. We broke out to the north yesterday, and you see the importance here. We stayed above it at the closing of the candle and just continued north yesterday. And this is, I said that yesterday, this is also a very good example of a beautiful trade, because you could have bought on the closing candle here around about, let's say, 3,350. And set your stop loss just slightly down here. So you risk about $50. What is that for Ethereum? But you have the chance, because there's really not so much, in the way of attacking the 4,000 right now. And of course, we are seeing today a little bit of profit trade taking there. My God, we had in the heights over 10% of upwards move yesterday. Of course, people are taking their money aside. If we are really short term now going to continue to 4,000, well, let's see about this. I'm not so sure anymore as I was yesterday. So yesterday really was quite a good call, I think. And I know a lot of you guys made really a decent amount of money with that. I saw that in the platform. I especially saw that in the co-vesting module there yesterday. But one I think you have to be aware of with Ethereum is the gas prices. And I saw something there, I think it was yesterday evening or this morning when I was browsing through Twitter. Somebody posted a screenshot from OpenSea.io. If you don't know what OpenSea.io is, it's a platform where you can mint and sell your NFTs, so non-fungible tokens. The big hype at the moment, which is in the mouth of everybody, if you look back 4 years, that would have been the CryptoKitties back then, I think they were called. I don't know if anybody's still talking about those. But what you see here at the moment is how crazy expensive it is to transact Ethereum. So this guy here, I believe he had 0.025 Ethereum on his wallet, so around about $81. He wanted to transact it. Maybe he wanted to mint an NFT, so a JPEG, and make it unique and then sell it on this platform. And the estimated transaction fee, which is called gas fee on the Ethereum network, for this was $6,274 US dollars, or 1.93 Ethereum. That is the estimated, could have gone as high as 2.7 in order to get this transacted within 30 seconds. So that is really, really, really crazy. I mean, this is not sustainable in my opinion. And this is something that is really caused by this NFT craze. So everybody is like minting those JPEGs like crazy. You have pictures of rock that are sold for hundreds of thousands of US dollars in Ethereum. And this really congests the Ethereum network. So there's so much going on, so much transactions that need to be validated that the network is really operating above its limit of capacity. And by the way, this is not something that can just happen to Ethereum. This is something every now and then we also see on the Bitcoin network. And usually the time where you will see something like this is this, I always like to call it a blow-off time. So when things are going into crazy mode, when, people are just FOMOing, FOMO means fear of missing out, and people are just throwing money at assets like this. Because they are afraid they are missing out on something, they are missing the train upwards. You typically, we've seen this on the Tesla stock here again, we've seen it on the Apple stock, we've seen it on Bitcoin, we've seen it on any cryptocurrency. If you look here back at 2017, I'm going to change to a logarithmic chart here. This was exactly what we saw there as well. So we had this crazy upwards move, and eventually everybody just wanted to jump on the train no matter what, didn't do any research anymore. Oh, they heard Bitcoin is only going up. It's only going up. I want to jump on board as quickly as possible. And this is usually when you see the top. And back then, I remember, if I'm not totally mistaken, we had also those crazy high transaction fees in the Bitcoin network because it was so congested. And in order, if you wanted your transaction to be executed within the next, let's say, 10 minutes, you needed to pay a crazy high fee. And this is exactly, at least in my opinion, what we are seeing on the Ethereum network. And this sounds a bit an alarm bell for me. So you might want to be a bit careful. It doesn't mean that the price needs to be coming crashing down, but it at least should be like a little bit of an alarm bell in your ear, in my opinion. So you really need to dive down into research if you still want to jump on board to try to catch this next leg upwards. Or if you say, okay, I think I want to wait until things are calming down again, maybe we're still going to test this area down here again, and then I want to buy, maybe. But yeah, it's always very hard to judge if we are in a blow-off phase where like things really go crazy without much correction northwards. It's really hard, if not impossible, to catch the tops or bottoms. So if you are able to let's say catch part of a trend, maybe you entered here and now you say, oh, okay, we are here now. I want to make sure I want to take my profits. Yeah, I want to back in my profits. Well, feel free to do so. I mean, this is totally legitimate. Maybe it's a different story if you're in for the long ride. If you want to hold something like Ethereum for 5 or 10 or 15 years, complete different story. From a perspective of a trader now, it's becoming. You have to become a little bit cautious here. All right. Good. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on again. As I said, we have our game plan ready here for Bitcoin. We have our game plan ready for Ethereum. I'm really nosy how the day will progress today. Should we see this upward movement really into this region today, like a crazy upwards candle, we are going to do, of course, a special episode again tomorrow. If not, I wish you a happy weekend ahead, and we are going to see each other again next week, Tuesday, for a next episode of That Crypto Show. Until then, please always remember to use the stop loss, use the take profit, put the risk-reward ratio, put the math into your favor. And if you have any questions, get in touch with us under academy@primexpt.com. Also leave a comment if you're watching on YouTube down below. What is your perspective at the moment on Bitcoin, on Ethereum? Are you participating in the upwards movement? Are you expecting the prices to come down lower again? Please leave a comment. And I will see you latest again next Tuesday for the next episode of That Crypto Show. Take care, happy weekend, and good trades for you.